I'm 74 years old. I never cheated. I never yelled. I never walked out. And I still failed my marriage. If you think that being stable, loyal, and dependable is enough to keep a marriage alive, I used to believe that too. I'm 74 now, and for most of my life I believed my marriage was fine. Not perfect, not passionate, but fine. We met when we were young. I was 23. She was 21. We married 2 years later. She was gentle, steady, thoughtful. I was practical, responsible, focused on building a life. We built a home. We raised 2 children. We paid the mortgage. We showed up to school events and holidays. We never had screaming fights. We never embarrassed each other in public. From the outside, we looked like the kind of couple people called solid. And here's the part that matters most. My wife never complained. Not once in 38 years did she sit me down and say, "I'm unhappy." She never threatened to leave. She never accused me of neglect. She never made a scene. I took that silence as peace. I took her patience as contentment. I took her adaptability as happiness. And I took her loyalty as proof that everything was fine. Looking back now, I realize how dangerous that assumption was. I was a provider. I worked long hours. I handled the bills. I fixed things around the house. I made sure there was food on the table and money in savings. And in my mind, that meant I was doing my part. But I wasn't curious about her inner life. I didn't ask her what she needed emotionally. I didn't notice when her laughter softened, when her stories became shorter, when she stopped sharing her small thoughts. Not because I didn't care, but because I thought silence meant stability. There were moments I should have paid attention to. Once, about 10 years into our marriage, she mentioned she wanted to take a painting class at the community center. I remember saying, "That's nice, but do you really have time for that right now?" She nodded and said, "You're probably right." She never brought it up again. Another time, she suggested a weekend trip to the coast. Just the 2 of us. I said, "Let's do that someday when things slow down." They never really slowed down. She stopped suggesting things altogether. I didn't notice. We became polite partners. We talked about schedules, doctor appointments, what the kids needed, what groceries to buy. We didn't talk about us. At night, we lay in the same bed, inches apart, scrolling on our phones or watching television. I thought that was just what long marriages turned into. Comfortable, predictable, quiet. I didn't realize quiet can also mean lonely. Silence in a marriage doesn't always mean peace. Sometimes it means someone has already given up trying to be heard. And when that happens, the marriage doesn't end loudly, it fades. When the kids grew up and moved out, something changed in the house. Not dramatically, not suddenly. It just felt emptier. I thought it was empty nest syndrome, but it wasn't. It was the first time I realized that my wife and I didn't really have a life together outside of parenting. We sat at the same table every night, but we stopped sitting with each other. I didn't ask her what she wanted next in life. I didn't ask her what she had put on hold for decades. I didn't ask her if she was happy. I assumed she was, because she never complained. Then, in my late 60s, I had a minor health scare. Nothing serious. A routine test that came back abnormal. A few weeks of uncertainty. A lot of waiting. She went with me to every appointment. She held my hand in the waiting room. She smiled reassuringly and told me everything would be okay. And it was. But something unsettled me during that time. Not fear of death, but a strange, heavy realization. If something happened to me tomorrow, I wouldn't really know the woman I'd been married to for nearly 40 years. I knew her habits, her routines, her favorite foods, but I didn't know her dreams anymore. I didn't know what she longed for. I didn't know what she had quietly sacrificed. One evening, a few months after my test results came back normal, I asked her a question I should have asked decades earlier. "Are you happy?" She looked at me for a long time, not angry, not sad, just tired. And she said, "I don't know." That answer hit me harder than any accusation ever could. The most painful answers in life are not shouted, they're whispered. And when someone says, "I don't know what they're really saying," is, "I stopped checking a long time ago." A year later, she asked for a separation, not in anger, not with tears, just quietly. "I don't think I can keep living like this," she said. I was stunned, but I also wasn't, because deep down, I knew. She moved into a small apartment nearby. We didn't fight. We didn't argue about who was right. We just acknowledged something that had been true for a long time. We had built a life that worked, but we had stopped building a life that felt alive. After she left, I started noticing all the things I had taken for granted. Her absence was loud, not in noise, in meaning. I realized how little I had really seen her, how rarely I had chosen closeness over convenience, how often I had postponed emotional connection for practical priorities. I thought I had time. I thought someday was a real plan. It wasn't. Most marriages don't fail because of betrayal or cruelty. They fail because of postponement. Not now, someday. When things slow down, when we have more time, someday never comes. My wife and I are on good terms now. We talk occasionally. We're polite, respectful, but we're no longer partners. And here's the part that hurts the most. I don't regret not being a better provider. I regret not being more present. I regret not asking better questions. I regret assuming silence meant satisfaction. I regret confusing stability with love. I'm 74 now, and I finally understand something simple that took me a lifetime to learn. Love is not proven by endurance. It's proven by attention, by curiosity, by choosing emotional closeness even when life feels busy and ordinary. If the person you love is still beside you, you haven't failed yet. You can still choose closeness. You can still ask the questions you've been avoiding. You can still show up emotionally, not just physically. Don't wait to learn this lesson the way I did. Here's the truth no one prepares you for. The regret is not about losing your marriage. The regret is about realizing too late that you stopped nurturing it. I don't blame my wife. I don't blame myself. I blame the illusion that stability is enough. It isn't. If you're watching this, and your marriage feels quiet but distant, don't ignore that feeling. Ask her how she's really doing. Ask what she's put on hold. Ask what she needs from you now, not someday. And then listen, not to fix, not to defend, just to understand. Because the most painful regret is not being left. It's realizing you were emotionally absent long before she ever walked away.